Gemini, welcome to your monthly reading on the Astroflower. This is the reading for August. I'm calling it Own It in August after the collective reading that I did. I've asked people to also give us suggestions on what we can call August and activate August, awesome August. There's loads of things that have been going through. You'll see that in the comments on the collective reading. So yes, thank you very much for your support for this channel. I hope you have a lovely reading, Gemini. So, straight off the bat, our overall energies here, it's Seven of Pentacles. I think in this month here, you're getting a realization here and owning it. So, a realization within you that if you want certain things in life, you've got to nurture it. You can't just be that supportive person that you constantly are. Gemini, absolutely beautifully supportive person that you are. Your pathway also needs support. You need to nurture it as well as you go forward. And I think that's really important for you to activate. Before we go on, I will say that every single sign has had some sort of changing energies that have come through on weeks 2 and week 3. It seems to be affecting everybody. And I will be doing an extra reading on that next week or the week after, just to see what is coming through there. But yeah, I think it's a case of nurturing your path, your well-being, your connections, your love, your money, everything, and nurturing it for you. This is on your relationship side. This is your karmic mission here. This is a case of going out there and having fun. And I think it's a case of that. Nurturing your love, nurturing your connection with yourself and with other people by going out there. You are bringing one of your cups to this scenario here and joining in the celebrations. And it's just waiting upon you, Gemini. Only you can do this. And I think you've really got to start nurturing and thinking, putting yourself first a little bit. In this whole sort of in this mad and crazy world that we live in. What's going on in the first week? A Hierophant. Ooh. Some of you might well be getting married with this Three of Cups as well, this celebration as it were. Hierophant is a marriage card. It's the unison between two people in a spiritual sort of sense. But there is also that aspect of the Hierophant is like a teacher, is like a teacher that has learnt the spiritual steps in order to get to their dreams and their ambitions, their aspirations. And, the Hierophant is, he's a very jolly fellow, really. And it's how he engages in the world in a very spiritual sense or an energetic sense in a way. I love that card, the Hierophant. Really, really beautiful card. And that sort of seems to be the starting off for you in that month there, of actually taking the steps in order to get towards your star, your dream, basically. In the second week, this is what I'm talking about, this energy here. In this energy here that comes through, there seems to be something that's coming through, could be coming through the outside world. There seems to be a secondary thing that's happening within in the second week of August that's playing on everybody's sign, and it is disappointment. It's crying, don't cry over spilt milk. These two cups here is the unification of yourself. It could be the unification with someone else, but I think it's the unification of you and going after your happiness. And I would stay true to that. It's the second week. I think everybody's got to float through that in that second week. Because there seems to be something coming through very much on the emotional sort of side, which seems to be affecting everybody. And that Five of Cups comes up a lot in that sort of respect. And that's where we come to the idea of nurturing your path going forward. What comes out of this in the following week, the third week, and this is where we get back to normal. This is where you bring your cup to the party here. After this disappointing thing here that comes through, all of a sudden, you are in a situation now where you are united, or there's almost as if it's like someone is offering their heart to you. And I would take it. I really would take it. And it could be a case that you are offering their heart to them. But whatever it is, if it's not that, it's a case of leading with your heart, following your heart and the emotions that are attached to it, and leading you on into something that is so much more sort of beautiful, really. And if it wasn't for this little energy that comes through in that week, would be absolutely brilliant. And I think this is going to, I don't think it's going to cause you problems, but it's going to make you kind of go, oh man, I've got to see this completely differently. I actually think someone's going to offer you love here. And I'm not sure you see it coming in a way. But it comes through socializing and connecting with people that's going to make you see things in a completely different way. Life could be completely different because you're getting these offerings coming through. And it's because you started on that road of actually sort of manifesting your happiness, basically. So yeah, on your relationship side is opening a lot of doors there because you should be nurturing your future. On your financial side, you get the 10 of Cups. Happiness after difficulty. I think this is the difficulty is for you, Gemini, is realizing that you need to put yourself first. Once you do that, I think this is where you can let go of any sort of complications within your workspace, any sort of jobs that doesn't really sit with you nicely, and you finally make that decision to sort of kind of go, well, look, I'm going to move on, or I'm going to head for that, that promotion within my business, within that job, or I'm going to open that new business, and finally I'm going to be happy. And I think it's a decision that you make inside you, something that you can nurture going forward and really open up possibilities for you. In the first week, you get the Queen of Cups. If you want it, here it is. Come and get it. But you better hurry because it's going fast. That's something. Okay, so if you want it, you've got to resonate that joyful energy that is within you. That sort of kind of, that's that positive side that is so positive in Gemini. Absolutely beautifully positive side. And the Queen of Cups here is it's the connection between emotions and reality. And this is where she is really positive, sort of saying emotionally, yeah, we'd love to do this. And it's like the Queen of Cups sort of says, and we can. And it's like, that's the sort of person that you seem to be incarnating within that first week. In the second week, here we go with the 5 of Swords. That's that second week energy. Stay away from any conflicts that are worth winning. That are really not worth winning, Gemini. That's all I can say. I think there's something coming through in the second week that, we should all know about. And I will be doing an extra reading on this. Absolutely bonkers how it happens in everybody's reading. Walk away from any conflicts within the financial, business, projects, jobs, whatever it is, colleagues. Just, if it doesn't seem worth winning, because it's not. So don't even, get triggered. Don't even bite on it, basically. On the third week, you get the High Priestess. Having that clear inner vision of seeing through the mists. So you can see through people. You can see through the situation. You can see through those sort of like conflicts and those complications that have been thrown up on the surface in the past week. And because you can see through it, it's going to help you to nurture and see a much more buoyant and beautiful future. Not just for yourself, but I think for everybody else, because you're very concerned about everybody else. But it'll help you to make that decision to follow what is an evident path and bring you back to good quality work, which you do so well, Gemini. You're so good at sort of like putting in place a process to get to the results. And I would follow that process and get down to it and work towards that. Your happiness after difficulty. And that difficulty seems to come up in the second week. Excuse me. let's just see what's going on here for you. We're going to do a bit of clarification. A clarification on with the Light Seers. With the Light Seers card. Yeah, let's see what we can get out in the way of clarification. Thank you very much for being here, Gemini. All the support that you give this channel, that's through subscribing, liking, sharing, all of those sort of things, whichever you see fit. Way of supporting us. There's also links in the description below, links to private readings and healing sessions that you can have with my good self. Or there is an email in the description about workshops that I'm going to be doing about connecting to energy, connecting our chakras, our aura, and feeling that energy and learning how to use energy in a really beautiful way. I've done it for the last 20 years. I've done it with hundreds of people on my workshops. I'm going to be doing workshops in the UK in September, October, and then in the US in October, November. So if you are interested in doing any workshops, just drop us an email, tell me where you are in the world, and I will be able to respond about where your local workshop, weekend workshop will be. We all sort of, sort of pass the weekend together and explore life together. Yeah, if you have 12 or 15 people together who want to learn about energy, you just tell me. If you've got all the people, I will be there. Just drop us a line and we'll sort it all out. Okay, thank you very much, Gemini. Let's just see what goes on in the clarification. With the Seven of Pentacles, you get the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I think this is where you've got to nurture that self-value more than anything else. And recognize that you've got to put yourself first. That's what I think is coming out of that overall energy there. The Five of Pentacles, shut out in the cold. It could be financial losses, but we can't really see that on your financial side. So I think it's more of a case of feeling a little bit shut out in the cold, or even sort of, all your weaknesses being a little bit exposed in life. But I think this is just clarifying that Seven of Pentacles and sort of saying you've got to nurture your strengths, basically. With the Three of Cups, you get the Eight of Wands. Yeah, a lot of communication. And as I said, I think maybe later on in August, there may be someone declaring their love to you. A lot of communication, a lot of information, and a lot of opportunities, and it's all pointing in one direction as well, taking you towards that star, towards that dream, or those aspirations, or the ideal sort of relationship side of life. With the Hierophant, you get the Ten of Swords here. Now that's interesting. I think taking you away from a situation in the past, which is dead, done and dusted with. It's over. So it's not a case of that it's actual in this week here. And I think it's more of a case that the Hierophant here is you've learned ways to deal with a painful situation in the past. And because you've learned to deal with it, you're actually putting in place the process to go towards that Ace of Cups and the happiness that it can be beautiful within your life, that you can manifest and create. With the Five of Cups, you get the Change of Fortune. Everybody's getting the Wheel of Fortune as well. Not one sign hasn't got it, I think. There might be one or two signs that haven't had it, but everyone seems to be getting the Wheel of Fortune. That seems to be the card of the month at the moment. And this does flow in both ways. This is where the disappointment comes into it, because it may be an energy that's sort of like, it's like like tsunamis, when the water pulls back and then you get the massive tsunami comes in and then you get the second wave that pulls back out again. And I think it's a short-lived thing that gives everybody a shock. And it almost as if like you're disappointed in how people around you position themselves according to that. And that is a change of fortune for you, because it helps you to realise a lot of things within your life. With the Ace of Cups, you get the Five of Swords. This offering is taking you away from that Ten of Swords and that Five of Cups as well, taking you away from the disappointment, opening up the idea of socializing, connecting with other people. Yeah, walking away. Just don't try and, in a way, don't try and save anyone at the moment, you know, just follow your heart, I think, with this offering or this connection with people that are around you. With the Hangman, you get the Ten of Cups because this is where you're going. You're going to see things differently. That's going to kind of make you realise. I think you're going to find yourself in a situation kind of going, I can't believe I went through that Ten of Swords and that Five of Swords and that Five of Cups scenario in order to get to my happiness. I can't believe I was so stupid. Or I can't believe I put up with that for so long. But it's in your past. And you're going to feel, I think you're going to feel really liberated. Gemini, I really think you're going to feel really liberated from the whole sort of scenario. On your financial side, yeah, it's the end of one cycle, the starting of another, the death of one cycle and the rebirth of a new. It's the new you. It's that happiness after difficulty that we were just talking about on that side there. On your emotional sort of side, on your relationship side. But here is like you've decided to take the path which makes you fulfilled, basically. With the Queen of Cups, you get the Lovers. You've got to resonate this energy. You've got to resonate this positivity within you. And it's going to make you fall in love with what you're doing and where you're going in life in regards to your job, your business and your projects, basically. Excuse me a second, I've just dropped a card. I think it helps you to, resonate your absolute joy of being involved, and, being in that position where you you have that control over the process of getting the results within your business or within your job or stuff like that. With the Five of Swords, you get the Moon. Yeah, I think this energy does come out of the blue. I think this is almost like there's these conflicts around you at the moment that in that second week that you may get dragged into, but you're almost looking at these conflicts as also sort of saying, well, where did that come from? What's that all about? And, I'm not sure it's, it could be sneaky people that are hiding things and then all of a sudden they get exposed and then they get annoyed because they get exposed. And that's what they start blaming you. So projection rather than responsibility. And you just kind of go, well, there's nothing to do with me. There's nothing to win here. I'm not going to get involved. Sort of scenario. I'd just be very tentative over that second week there. And it does bring in a healing and the sensation of oneness with yourself. It's a healing of that heart, as you can well see, that is in that nest next to them. And this is the High Priestess. So it's giving that clarity of intuition within you, which brings you in the healing sense of sort of saying, I knew I was right. I knew I was right. I knew I had it pegged right. I knew I saw this situation for what it was. And that's what that situation is in the week before. And it makes you feel a lot better. And then in the fourth week, it's almost as if to sort of say, right, let's get back down to that happiness. Let's get back down to getting on with the work. With this confidence that is built within you, and it gets rid of all self-doubt as you nurture a beautiful future going forward, I think. It's really going to make you feel a lot more secure about who you are and where you're going, basically. There you go, Gemini. Thank you very much for being with us. Yes, it could well be a complicated month sometimes, August, but I think you're going to really own it in the long term. And you're going to find out that a lot of this stuff that's causing angst in the world actually is real surface stuff that doesn't need to be given any attention whatsoever. Yes, there you go. Don't forget you got your monthly collective reading, and I will see you at the weekend Sunday for your weekly reading. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.